Trying to right a wrong. All right, folks, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, where we keep our Second Amendment rights front and center. And today, we got a pretty decent story that every gun owner, every liberty lover, and freedom fighter needs to understand and know. Picture this. A new bill drops in Congress that aims to roll back the most significant gun control bill in 30 years. And that bill was signed by Biden into law and was championed by none other than Texas Rhino John Cornyn. Now, this bill has been nudging states towards so-called red flag laws, to expand background checks, and to strengthen federal oversight over local gun ownership. And today we're talking about what Wesley Hunt's bill, the Second Amendment Restoration Act of 2025, H.R. 6035, what it does, why it matters, how it fits the bigger 2A fight, and what you can do as a gun owner if you are interested in this bill. But first, a word from our sponsor. Folks, listen up. We know there's a constant organized attempt to infringe on our Second Amendment rights, but that same shadowy elite is also launching a direct attack on your financial freedom. While they've been secretly accumulating wealth through crypto, ordinary Americans have been systematically excluded. Today I want to tell you about BlockTrustIRA.com. They're bringing crypto wealth to everyday Americans using advanced AI technology that helps break the stranglehold of the hidden powers controlling our financial system. I've partnered with BlockTrustIRA because their mission aligns perfectly with what we understand about liberty. There's an intentional barrier between regular people and financial independence, created by those who want to keep us dependent, disarmed, and powerless. This is about defending your assets just as fiercely as you defend your rights. Their Animus AI trading platform works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that are beyond simply buy and hold. It exposes the lie that ordinary Americans should just sit and watch while the hedge fund aristocracy actively trades using advanced algorithms. There's a reason their system was named the #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine from over 1,500 global competitors. Whether you're a patriot, a constitutionalist, a small business owner, or a retiree watching the manipulated markets destroy your 401k, BlockTrustIRA's advanced Animus AI gives Americans the same weapons against financial tyranny that insiders use. Right now, their clients are seeing over 250% returns on their investments. And with military-grade security, your hard-earned investments are protected by up to $200 million in insurance against establishment interference. They've built a defense for your wealth. Don't wait. Visit gunscryptoira.com, link is down below, and find out how they can help you join the financial revolution that's fighting back against the hidden powers trying to keep you dependent on their failing system. For a limited time, they are offering my viewers up to $2,500 in bonus crypto when you open an account. Crypto created 80,000 new millionaires just last year, while the elite tried to scare you away from it. Why not you? This is about self-defense for your wallet. Visit gunscryptoira.com. That's gunscryptoira.com. Links are down below. And check in on your financial freedom and liberty today. All right, let's rewind a little bit here. Back in June of 2022, Congress passed the Bi-Partisan Safer Communities Act after the tragedy at Uvalde. Now, this was pitched as the gun control compromise, the first federal gun legislation in 30 years. And it included provisions for expanding background checks for buyers under age 21, funding states to adopt red flag laws, beefing up federal data collection, and strengthening enforcement of straw purchase laws and trafficking laws. Now, many of us on the gun rights side watched this with big concern, and with reason. Because while some parts, the mental health funding and school safety, may have had broad support, other parts struck at our constitutional protections, mainly due process, state sovereignty, the right to keep and bear arms, just to name a few. And that brings us to why today's bill matters. It passed, and 3 years later, not a single school has been hardened, and mental health funding is just as bad as it was before the bill became law. Yet Biden did make several moves on the states and on the Second Amendment. Now, last week, Congressman Wesley Hunt of Texas introduced this Second Amendment Restoration Act, again, H.R. 6035, and the goal was to undo important, albeit controversial, parts of the Bi-Partisan Safer Communities Act. Now, what does that mean in practical terms? Well, key provisions of the Restoration Act are this. It would repeal federal incentives for states to adopt red flag laws, meaning if your states take money from Washington for red flag implementation, that's also known as bribery, that would stop. 22 states plus Washington, D.C. currently have red flag laws. Some of them passed because of the money they received from this bribery. What states have them? California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, and Washington, D.C. Now, people in Maine are going to be like, we don't have a red flag, we have a yellow flag. Same stuff. Now, every state other than Florida, Mississippi, Wyoming, and South Dakota received money from the Bi-Partisan Safer Communities Act. Every state. Not every state used it for red flag. Some states used that towards other violence lowering initiatives, but all the other states took money. Now, the 28 states where lawmakers have not passed red flag laws, they were awarded a combined $128 million from the Bi-Partisan Safer Communities Act out of the nearly $240 million that has been awarded thus far to all the states and territories that applied. Now, just 3 states without red flag laws didn't apply: Mississippi, Wyoming, and South Dakota. I couldn't see if Florida applied or not. I'm going to assume they didn't, but they do have a red flag law, so they probably did. Regardless, red flag Bondi. Hunt's bill would eliminate or reduce expanded background checks requirements. That's a registry, especially those for folks under the age 21, which gun right proponents argue creates an unconstitutional delay for law-abiding adults. And it does. There's no way around it. It would claw back federal funds directed towards expansion of the National Background Check System, NICS, and state compliance efforts. It does not appear to roll back every piece of the Bi-Partisan Safer Communities Act, though, like the mental health funding, victim protection provisions, school safety money, that would remain. So the Restoration Act is not a full repeal of the Bi-Partisan Safer Communities Act, but a surgical strike aimed at gun control provisions that many of us see as the biggest threat: red flags, expanded background checks, and federal state coercion. So why should we care, right? Number one, due process is under attack here. Red flag laws allow courts, sometimes on minimal to no evidence, to seize firearms from individuals who have not even been charged with committing a crime. This is a violation of the Second, Fourth, and Fifth Amendments, just to name a few. And Hunt's bill tackles that. Number two is the federal overreach versus state sovereignty. When Congress uses funding incentives to force states to enact certain laws, otherwise known as bribery, it is coercion, not consent. This bill attempts to pull that power back towards individual rights. Number three is the age 21 and under background check expansion. Many younger gun owners feel they're being punished for nothing other than their age. If you're 18 to 20, you've heard concerns about extra delays or denials despite being lawful adults. The Restoration Act addresses that as well. Number four is breathing room for gun culture, the gun community, whatever you want to call it, and commerce. When there's less federal interference, gun shops, clubs, ranges, private sellers, they all feel less regulated, which means we all have more freedom to secure, trade, train, and enjoy the 2A lifestyle. Now, let's keep it real. No bill is guaranteed to become law, especially anything that rolls back parts of gun control and requires 60 votes in the Senate, as it's currently constituted. The Bi-Partisan Safer Communities Act only became law because of Republican traitors like John Cornyn and the folks he conned into passing this and voting for it. Now, and they think, Cornyn especially, thinks we forgot that he was part of this, and he's struggling. John Cornyn, Rhino. As far as Senate passage, it's doubtful, as it is currently constituted, and it's definitely an uphill climb. Now, if you want the bill to have a shot, you need to contact your representatives and your senators, especially if you're in states where red flag laws loom or background check delays hurt legal gun owners. Let them know you support the Restoration Act or similar bills that restore our rights. It quite literally only takes 3 minutes of your time. Number 2 is spread the word. Share this video. Write posts on X, Facebook, and Instagram, or if you do the tickety talk, let people know what's at stake. Now, number 3 is join your state gun rights orgs and the national groups, such as Gun Owners of America, GOA, Second Amendment Foundation, SAF, Firearms Policy Coalition, FPC, the new version of the National Rifle Act, the National Rifle Association. They're doing things right again, the NRA. And I'll keep you advised the first time if they trip up. I hope they don't, but if they do trip up, I'm going to let you know. But they're doing things the right way now. And NAGR, National Association for Gun Rights, they came out big in support of this bill by Congressman Hunt. So get involved, and get involved locally too. Attend town halls, candidate forums. That's going on now with all these elections and stuff that are coming up. You're going to have some big pushes towards the elections coming up. And ask lawmakers, will you co-sponsor the Restoration Act? Will you vote to protect the Second Amendment? Make them hold their commitments. Now, stay educated as well. Know the difference between legislation that protects us and our rights versus legislation that appears friendly, sounds friendly, is worded like it's a help, but contains wolf in sheep's clothing regulatory traps. That's just one of the reasons why you should watch this channel, because I call that out regularly. Now let's zoom out real quick. Let's look at the big view here. The fight for the Second Amendment isn't only about defending against new laws. Sometimes it's about undoing laws that have already eroded our rights. We've seen a lot of that this year. We're pushing back hard on the NFA. And the Second Amendment Restoration Act is one of those efforts. It's a recognition that the federal government has sneakily expanded its reach under the guise of safety, and that gun owners are saying loud and clear, we didn't consent to that. All right, Patriots, that brings us to the end of today's deep dive on the Second Amendment Restoration Act of 2025, submitted by Congressman Wesley Hunt. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so that you never miss a breakdown like this. Check out my links down below and in the pinned comment for my Instagram, my X, my Facebook. Follow me there to help build this two-way community strong. Sometimes I'll put posts on socials, particularly X, that don't really warrant a whole video. So check me out there. So, follow me there. Let's grow that community together so we can get news out immediately. Now, drop a comment. What do you think about this bill? Let me know down below. Are you in support of it? I think I am. But I'll be watching this bill. I'll keep you updated on anything that comes out of it, any bumps in the road, any successes. Remember, it's got to go to committee and all kinds of stuff. So we'll fight for our rights together, you and I, here on Guns and Gadgets. Until next time, stay safe, stay ready, stay armed, and stay free. Thank you for watching this channel where we defend freedom one video at a time. See you on the next one. Take care.